3, 2, 1. We are live. Welcome, everyone, to the Mixed Martial Angst podcast. I'm your host, Ben Cohn. Joining me tonight, because it isn't today, because I couldn't record this on Sunday or Monday, and it's Tuesday night, 10:40 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm your host, Ben Cohn. Joining me today, we have Alejandro. He is the only one joining us today. Say hi. Or don't.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Well, this episode almost never happened, so yep.
This is the episode that almost did not happen. Google
It's
Hangouts.
barely happening right now.
It's barely happening right now. Alejandro's on his phone, I think. So if his audio is a little bit messed up, we apologize in advance.
And I don't have internet in my home, so only this fucking cell phone.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, we got a lot to talk about because holy crap, that was a card, right? That was a hell of a card.
Yes, you became Teddy Atlas, almost.
No, not almost. I called.
Hey, no. You said the exact thing that would happen, but the reason why it happened, it wasn't predictable. It just nobody could have predicted that. Well, maybe you could if you knew Tatiana Suarez's history of neck injuries.
Well,
did you know that? Did you know that?
I know she's had injury issues, but that's not the point. The point is that we're also then working under the assumption that she would have been more successful without the neck injury, when in reality is that her striking is shit.
And no, yes, it is, but she had no feeling in her arms.
I always take fighters and say that with a grain of salt.
Actually, I don't. I kind of take them at their word.
I can't take them at their word because it's always just like it's hard to take a fighter at their word every time. I look at it like this. I mean, like if we took fighters at their word, then Nate Diaz was injured in every single loss, and none of them count.
No, I mean, but you have to extend some benefit of the doubt for people.
I'm not going to say it didn't matter, but I'm also not going to say that if she didn't hurt her neck, Ansaroff would not have been able to do what she did. But we'll get there.
Okay.
We'll get there. Let's jump right into it because holy shit, do we have a lot to talk about. We got Henry Cejudo becoming another champ, another champ added to the list, and a legit champ because boy, oh boy, did he beat the fuck out of Marlon Moraes.
After getting beat the fuck out
for about 7-8 minutes or so.
Oh man.
God damn, that was a weird fight. Apparently, by the way, Henry Cejudo says his foot was fucked up too. So
yeah, I told you he was lying when he said it was his knee. That I hit my knee against the corner or something.
The side of a desk or something. That's fine. It's fine.
No, against a corner, he said.
But let's just really quick. Let's jump right into the analysis of it because what we saw was Henry Cejudo try and do like his usual, bouncy in and out from the outside.
And it didn't work.
I wanted to see him do, and it just didn't work. He could not draw Marlon into the counters quick enough, which is surprising because he very clearly had a hand speed advantage and an explosiveness advantage. Even after taking all of those leg kicks, he was still much more explosive than Marlon.
I don't think that's true.
In the initial sequences, when he threw first, Marlon literally was unable to react.
I didn't see it that way. Maybe I have to. I've seen it twice, and what I saw was that when they were both fresh, Marlon was every bit as explosive as Henry, but he was longer, so Henry just couldn't reach him.
I don't agree, because but hold on, let me explain.
Okay.
Marlon, I don't think was as explosive, and his hand speed, I don't think was as much as Henry Cejudo's. But because he was throwing first, he had that extra time to get his shots off, and Henry still had to react. And when you put into the fact that Marlon is a more technical striker, he was also able to put his strikes together in a more seamless way. And Henry, despite the fact that he's, obviously improved as a striker, he's still defensively porous, and he's not, super technical. He still relies heavily on his athletic ability. However, when he was moving forward and Marlon was forced to react to him, he was unable to keep up. where we saw Marlon's technique come in is that he was still able to hit Henry with shots, especially in that second round.
Yeah, no, see, but that's the thing.
But that's
The
because
first
Henry's defense is bad.
no,
but it wasn't good. He wasn't able to actually, like, once he landed his shots, he was still in range to be hit, and Marlon was able to hit him.
Yes. But first round, let's focus on the first round. The first round was mostly Henry getting kicked in the leg.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of punching exchange.
Just cartoonishly blowing, like that was hard to watch, honestly. Like, he kicks hard.
Oh my God, Marlon Moraes is a freakishly hard kicker, and
like one of those things. If that thing hit me, I would just fall to the floor and like beg for mercy. Like, he was almost doing splits, like the way he was getting kicked.
Yeah.
But that's the moment I mean, like, there's a drop off, right? Like a level of drop off. But at the very beginning, they seemed pretty even as far as explosiveness was concerned. But as the fight,
I'm disagreeing with that. I'm not saying Marlon was like 5 steps behind. I'm saying that Marlon is obviously explosive and athletic and all of that. But
you think the length had something to do with it? Like his extra length?
I don't think that it had. Well, the problem is that the kicks were his main tool.
But they were fucking fast. That's my point. Like, how do you react to that? Apparently, you don't. You just get kicked.
But we're talking about in the punching exchanges, Marlon was no faster than Cejudo. I disagree. I think that's Cejudo.
No, I mean that there had been a drop off at that point. I think that there had been a drop off at that point. And also, Moraes. We can disagree.
And we can also take a look at Henry and see that he was obviously not, in prime shape by the time he started.
Yeah, well, fair enough. I can concede that. But let's say something. He has a hell of a chin because he got hit clean a bunch of times.
Oh God, yeah, no, his chin is a freak.
Like, it's freakish. Like, it's just freakish. Like Kelvin Gastelum levels freakish. Like,
well, when they both have that big of a head,
but Kelvin is not like super headed like Henry. Like, I think Henry.
Hold on. When you look at him back when he was at welterweight, his head was definitely bigger looking than when he's at middleweight. I think he's just doughy enough that it distracts from him.
No, anyway, like Moraes was hitting Cejudo in counters with fight-ending shots, and he just kept eating them.
Yeah, one punch man and one kick man couldn't finish him with the one punch or one kick.
No, do you know what that reminded me of? It's an old-timey fight, but I recommend the audience to go back and watch Roger Mayweather fight Julio Cesar Chavez, where you see something similar to this, where he just catches Chavez's like chin flush a bunch of times. It doesn't mean anything. He just keeps coming at him. And then
absolutely.
Yeah. Ultimately, like, he just gets burnt out. Like Moraes.
We also can't forget to mention just how effective Henry was using the clinch.
Absolutely.
I mean,
like, once they tied up, you can see who is the better clinch fighter.
Oh yeah, and it's kind of forgotten just because of the fact that DJ beat Henry in the clinch in their first fight, and there wasn't really too much clinching in the second fight, if I remember correctly. But people forget just how murderous Demetrius Johnson is in the clinch. And
he's never gonna get enough love.
Yeah, and Henry Cejudo is a phenomenal clinch fighter at this point. Like, he's also developed a lot of dangerous tools. The knees to the body, in particular, really took a lot of the steam out of Moraes. Those knees to the head were just brutal.
Yes. And the punches were goofy because they didn't look that hard, but at that point and at that pace, and Marlon being so tired.
What's interesting is I want to point something out is that he used something that DJ used a ton. He used a lead straight right hand because he realized he's like, I'm able to hit Moraes before he could react, and he was landing the straight right at will. And it was
but let's also remember that he was getting punched in the face while he was doing it a bunch of times.
He wasn't getting punched while he was doing it. He's getting punched after because he doesn't know yet how to exit range, how to enter range without getting hit.
Yes, he doesn't quite know how to handle recoil.
Correct. So he enters the pocket, lands his strikes, and then he's still there to be hit. So Moraes, being the skilled striker that he is, lands his strikes. He lands those nice hooks. He actually rocks Cejudo at the end of round 2.
You could see that.
Good counters in round 3 still before he just basically couldn't handle it anymore.
Yeah, but he just outpunched himself.
Yeah, he just ran out of steam, and the clinch work really is what I think did him in.
Yeah, and Cejudo just negated the opportunity for him to get a second win. He just kept going and going and going and going, and just by the end of the 3rd round, there was no Marlon Moraes left.
I mean, nearly a third of Cejudo's strikes in the 2nd round were in the clinch. The other 2 were at distance, but even in the 3rd round, he landed almost as many strikes in the clinch as he did at distance. So the clinch was an essential part of his of wearing out Moraes. And damn, I mean, Cejudo's the bantamweight champion. I doubt he'll defend the flyweight championship.
He's the CCC, he said.
Honestly, let him just. He says he wants to move up to featherweight, which.
Look, if Frankie Edgar somehow beats Holloway, which is, a very tall orator, but if he does, sure, why not? Cejudo versus Edgar?
Screw you, Volkanovski. Thank you. Goodbye.
No. I want to see Cejudo cringe his way to 3 titles. And did you know that he has an Olympic gold medal?
As a matter of fact, I might have heard that before.
Yeah, incredible.
Pretty crazy. I didn't know he was.
Little well-known fact.
He was a good wrestler, but he never talks about it. You'd think he would mention it once or twice.
You know what is strange to me? Do you remember that anecdote he told about being in the smack dab in the middle of the California wildfire? That he said he lost the gold medal, right? But then he was he issued a new one, or did he just return to the place that burnt down and just look for his medal? What happened? He has a gold medal, or did he just make it up?
I think he got a new one. I don't think he foraged in his own house for it.
he wears it everywhere. It's strange.
It's just Henry, baby.
I know.
One thing I want to say is I do think he would beat Edgar. Anyway.
He would beat Edgar, I think.
Valentina Shevchenko, I think we can move on. I mean, there's a lot to break down in that fight, but I really do want to get through as many fights as possible. We hit on.
Yeah, you're gonna cut me down with grass, aren't you?
No, not really.
Yes,
let's get to Shevchenko I though. Okay, Shevchenko I. There wasn't a lot. I was completely outclassed from bell to bell and got head kicked after getting dropping her guard to block those body kicks. I'm glad she's okay. She was out for a few minutes, which is a little worrisome.
Yeah, Shevchenko kicks weird. He keeps it an upward arc. Have you noticed?
Yeah, but
and then they kick let me finish.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, the actual kick is not the hardest kick she could throw because she was not properly planted when the kick lands. So she's on the ball of her feet.
That's actually that's a particular style of kicking. It's not.
Yes.
It's not necessarily. It actually is very common. It's not any less hard than if you're. It's actually probably gives you more extension and rotation. So actually, in a way, it can have more momentum.
Even though you're not exactly planted.
You're not planted, but you're also giving it more of an extra arc in rotation in the arc because you're actually turning your hips. It allows you to rotate your hips more.
So it sort of makes. Oh, I see. It makes up for it.
Yeah. And it also gives you extra length on the kick as well because you're able to push off on your toes.
Yeah, because she does it on a hop. She doesn't take a step. She does it on a hop.
Yes. So
it was
it was pretty much like a classic Crow Cop performance in a way. Left
except Crow Cop actually planted his feet. His foot.
Yeah, but that was. I think that has more to do with the backgrounds that they fought in. I think Valentina's more Muay Thai, and I think Crow Cop was more traditional martial arts. And there was I think he was Taekwondo. I want to say.
Mm-hmm. It's just I don't know. Did you see how the replay? when you hear it, like it hits,
It's
and then Jessica I emits this sound like,
yeah.
and then she goes down,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh shit, and then it's like,
brutal shot.
was
And it
ghoulish.
was legitimately like a vintage crow cop. Body kick, body kick, body kick. Get you to
Yes,
drop the hands.
condition you to respond to something.
Yep. And on the ground, she just basically out.
No, she did whatever she wanted with her.
Yeah. She's the defending champ again.
Yeah, now
I mean-
that's the number one contender. Also, like let's also mention something like Jessica I got hit with that exact same kick by Kalindra Faria, but she did not get knocked out.
Well, yeah, because there's a difference.
Yeah.
I'm guessing Caitlin Shikagian's next for Chev.
I guess.
I don't know. Who cares? People are calling her the women's GOAT, and I'm just like, no.
Skill wise, she might be.
I mean, she lost twice to Nunez. I don't really care.
No, I know, but I mean skill wise, just in terms of raw skills.
I don't agree necessarily. I mean, she's very pared down, and her ground game is super limited.
Yes, okay. Take Nunez, like shrink her down, make her a 125-pound fighter.
Okay, take Shevchenko and take away her incredible dexterity and come on.
No, I know, but yeah, we're talking just raw skills. Like I know, like look, pound for pound, like it's nonsensical, but I did think that we can say like in terms of skills.
If we're talking about in terms of skill, would Shevchenko have been as effective against Joanna Jędrzejczyk if she wasn't way more powerful? I don't agree.
Yeah, I think she would have actually.
Why?
Because she beat her 3 times.
You don't think the fact that she's much stronger and bigger than Joanna, and she got stuffed on multiple takedowns, but was able to muscle her way down anyway. The fact
but Joanna, it's not like Joanna couldn't win. Like it's like when we made our picks for that fight, like
your argument is that downsizing Nunez should have no bearing on this argument. Yet you're basically saying, well, Shevchenko being bigger than Joanna doesn't matter. What?
No. What I'm saying is that they're much better. Look, they're much closer matched in terms of size than Amanda Nunes.
What's your point?
My point is that you can actually compare them.
You said skills, and I know when a person is
I know when
a person's muscling takedowns or using skill to get them. She did not get Joanna down multiple times through skill. She got her down because she had a significant strength and size advantage over Joanna.
It's just strange that it takes no skill to take people down. Like this girl that has never been taken down. So what are we saying then?
That I'm saying that if she didn't have a significant strength advantage, no, she would not have gotten Joanna down.
Okay, the only way we come out of this argument is that pound for pound comparisons are meaningless.
No, I'm telling you flat out that Shevchenko was able to get Joanna down multiple times because she had a significant strength advantage to make up for the skill disadvantage she was at in the clinch and on those takedown attempts.
But part of that thing is her skill set.
No, it's every single. Joanna shut her down hard on multiple takedowns, and the only reason she was not able to physically separate and get away from those takedowns because Shev literally was able to just hold her, like physically was able to say, "I am stronger. I can hold you." I understand. Like I know grappling. She did not beat Joanna.
Okay, but then we're saying that Joanna is not a real 125er, which is not true.
Close. Absolutely not. I'm not even saying she can't be successful at 125. I'm saying that Shevchenko is far stronger than Joanna Jędrzejczyk. Anybody who's otherwise is just being delusional.
I'm not saying she's not far stronger. What I'm saying is that is part of her skill set.
I am saying to you no, it is not. Skills are not. Hold on a second. What?
No, knowing how to use what you have is part of your skill set.
So why are you taking away Nunez's size advantage?
No, I'm not putting her size advantage. I'm saying that you put her at somewhere the same level. I'm not taking her size advantage. I'm saying that she's still super strong, but you scaled her down a little.
Why? Why
because
are you scaling down Nunez.
Because he's significantly heavier than Shevchenko.
You have
Like,
hold on a second. How much does Shevchenko walk around at? And how much does Nunez walk around at?
Nunez walks around at about like 150 something, 160 something. She oscillates, and Shevchenko walks around the level up about 130 something.
No, she does not. Straight up, that's not true.
That's what she said. I'm taking her at her word. You're saying that she lied about her weight?
Hold on, Valentina. I'm Googling this. When did she say this?
I don't remember. Like, she said in some video a long time ago that she walks around 130-ish pounds. You think she was at 140?
She claims she doesn't cut any weight.
At 135.
Claims.
She claims. Do you think she cut weight?
Yeah, I don't think she's telling the truth. I just don't. I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah, let's move on. Let's move on.
I really don't think she's telling the truth.
Okay, fair enough. Like, I don't know what to say to that, but okay.
That's bullshit.
No, like,
yeah, that's bullshit. You're not that heavily muscled at 5'5" and not cutting weight. Sorry, you're not. You're lying.
Fair enough.
Misha Tate was cutting weight. Misha Tate's smaller. Misha Tate is far less muscled. She's an inch taller. She was cutting weight before the boob job.
No, but there are ways people do things. Like,
Misha Tate said she could make 125 after adding 8 pounds of tit.
No, they're not 8 pounds, are they?
I don't know. She went from like an A or B cup to like a D cup. So
yeah, but those are not 8 pounds. I thought they measured them in ounces or something.
Ounces, 16 ounces. I don't know how much. Like, I don't know.
I don't fucking know.
But my point is that she was still able to make 125 according to herself, and she said that she cut weight. So, sorry. I mean, like, I do not. I'm flat out saying I do not believe Valentina Shevchenko. There are people who I believe who say I don't really cut weight, like Frankie Edgar at 155. I don't believe that Valentina Shevchenko, 5'5" and looking like a brick shithouse, didn't cut weight.
Like at 135. No, she was blown up at 135.
She was fucking at abs.
No, but she you can see that there was water weight there. Like, she was like plump.
What?
You see it at 125. Like, that's her natural weight. Like, she's been fighting at that weight for a long time.
Dude, no, I don't think you remember correctly. Like, at all on this.
No, like, plump for her standard. Like, you can still see like muscle definition.
Abs. Yeah, she has abs at the weigh-ins. Like, come on.
Look, you're letting appearances just. Okay, let's move on because there's other fights. Jessica got knocked out.
Yes.
And it was scary as fuck.
Ferguson, Cerrone. What the fuck?
Yes.
Insane.
Yes.
Ferguson.
Yeah.
Easily.
A lot of kicks. He got hit a lot of kicks, and he got hit a lot in the face, and it didn't matter one bit. Maybe points for not sparring.
I don't know. He takes enough damage in fights that I don't know if that's really it anymore.
I know. All I'm saying is maybe like it gives you extra chin, you know?
I don't know. I mean,
she still gets
like
it makes up for it in fights.
We all kind of agreed on this. Like, Ferguson pressuring might not be the smartest way of doing it because he'll take the most damage, but he'll win anyway if he does. And boy, howdy, did he win.
Yeah. Lots of kicks.
The ending was kind of shit because of, Donald Cerrone just blew his own eye up, and there was the punch after the bell. But
no, but the after the bell punch, I'm not too worried about. Like, those punches after the bell.
I mean, it was a hard shot. Like,
no, I know, but he's in the zone. Like, he's not listening to bells. Oh, he's just letting the muscle memory take over.
Bell went off twice, and Mergliata yelled, "Stop! Break!" So
he's not gonna listen. He's not gonna listen.
He's not gonna listen. Cerrone stopped punching. Cerrone.
Yeah, that's his problem. That's his problem.
I don't like that thought process. You know.
No, but it happens often enough. It happens in boxing. It happens in MMA. It happens in kickboxing a lot.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't excuse it.
No, but the fight ends when the ref stops the fight. Just yelling.
The ref said break. The
It
ref
doesn't.
said break. It does matter
He-
because that, according to the rule, hold on. According to the rules, once the ref says break, you have to break. If
But
you
in
hold
see
on,
in
hold on. If Dan Bergliotta decided if Cerrone went down and was out, Tony Ferguson would have been DQ'd because the ref called break. The bell rang twice. Dan Bergliotta said break. It was a late punch after the bell and after the referee broke it up.
I agree with that. No, I agree. I agree. What I am saying is that it is not a reasonable stance to take. Like, if you want to take it, you can take it, and you could have DQ'd Cerrone. No, I'm sorry, Ferguson.
No.
It is not a reasonable stance.
I don't think a DQ is viable if he wasn't hurt.
So assume he knocked them out.
Oh, yeah, then he's DQ'd.
Yeah. I mean, you can do that, but what I am saying, I'm not like going by the rules. I agree that the rule says that when the ref says break, you can have, he called it, right? But it's not a reasonable stance to take when we know that these things keep happening over and over and over again. And you literally need to get in the middle of these people. And it sucks. It's not a sexy job, but it keeps happening. Like, it happens in MMA, it happens in boxing, it happens in kickboxing.
Hold on a second. First of all, saying it's not a reasonable stance to take to expect fighters to not punch after the bell / after the referee says.
No. What I am saying is that you need to account.
A hot take.
No. You need to account for the fact that these things are going to happen, and you don't need to be like outraged or be like, "Oh, this man needs to be the cue."
I'm
like,
not outraged. I'm pointing out that it was not okay.
Look,
saying something is not okay does not mean you're outraged. It means that you are acknowledging that was not good, and referees should do more to stop it and make sure it doesn't happen. But
it's a difficult thing. Like, how do you get in the middle of these guys, right?
You have no choice. That's your fucking job.
I know, but he didn't. He yelled break, and he got punched.
Bergliotta did not get punched.
No, Cerrone got punched.
Right, and I think that a point should have been taken, first of all.
What for? The other guy can't fight. Also, by the way, did you see Joe Schilling?
Huh?
Joe Schilling, he's trained with Donald Cerrone. I think he trains with Donald Cerrone. He was saying that the fight should have been rendered the DQ and that they had to fight again. And like, I don't agree. Like, people were saying that they had to fight again.
Should not have been DQ.
No, and I mean, but what I mean, like, I was going there. Like, Joe Schilling was like,
I don't care what Joe
saying.
Honestly,
no, I know, but it's an argument. Like, what I'm trying to say is that it's not a sound argument.
Yeah, but I don't care what Joe Schilling says anyway. So.
Well,
I just don't want to hear what Joe Schilling says.
Yeah, who is Joe Schilling? Masato? What's his name? Hisato. What's the name of the guy that KO'd him twice in MMA? Once in MMA and once in kickboxing. His last name was
Hisati Kato or something like that.
Yeah, Kato. Oh man, that's the wonkiest thing. Oh, anyway, for your Schilling. Anyway, yes.
What did we see in the fight? We saw a lot of Tony Ferguson pressuring and getting hit as he entered, putting the volume on Cerrone, getting him with a lot of those straight kicks up to the body, which really seemed to bother Cerrone, obviously, like they always do. Cerrone was really, like, towards the end, pushing his punches. Like, he was really getting desperate to land shots. And Russian combinations were actually working really well, despite the fact that they were very clearly being thrown out of desperation. But, Tony just, when he hits, it hurts. And it's kind of hard to handle that because it's not like Tony is just like a volume guy, like volume. He can floor you with a punch. Yeah. He hits hard. I mean, the dude is not a pillow guy.
Weirdly built. He's weirdly built.
I don't know if people remember, but the dude used to one-shot guys a lot. Like, he one-shotted Nijim. He one-shotted Kikuno. The guy drops and rocks people a lot.
Yeah, he hits hard. He just looks lanky as fuck.
I mean, he is lanky, but he also gets a lot of that. I love those running kicks to the leg. Oh, so freaking awesome.
Yeah. What should Cowboy do now? Should he retire now?
I mean, he's very clearly still elite. That's what's crazy.
Yeah.
Holloway did a lot of things right in this fight, but it's just he was always going to lose this to a guy like Ferguson. He's just not equipped to win that fight, I think.
No, well, his cardio.
His cardio was kind of fading a little.
Well, it got faded by constant kicking and punching.
Right. That's what I'm saying. He's just even a guy like Cerrone, who's a cardio machine, still couldn't maintain the pace with Cerrone, with Ferguson.
Yeah.
And I don't think he needs to retire. I would be okay with it if he did. I mean, the dude's had a freakishly long combat sports career between kickboxing, boxing, and MMA.
Yeah. There's a lot of damage he's taken. I worry about him.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I would like to see maybe Cowboy. Hey, go enjoy your life with danger, man.
Yeah.
Go enjoy your life with your family. You don't. I hope you don't need to fight at this point.
Well, his family has money, so he probably doesn't.
I hope so. If you are gonna fight, maybe take a fight that's a little less fucking crazy on you.
Dangerous.
Exactly. Like maybe take a fight where you're not gonna have
Kevin Lee.
No, that is a fight where he's definitely gonna take damage, but
also Kevin Lee's at welterweight now.
Yeah, he might be sticking around at welterweight. Maybe. I mean, how about if Gregor Gillespie's not going to fight Charles Oliveira? How about Cerrone?
Yeah, Gregor Gillespie is likely to just control him and not do a lot of damage.
I don't think we've seen that happen to Cerrone since on the ground. Who was the last guy to do that? Jamie Varner? Yeah, Jamie Varner.
Against a D1 wrestler, though? Well, how many D1 wrestlers has he fought?
Well, Jamie Varner was a D1 guy, I think.
I'm not sure.
No, he's a JUCO All-American. But still, like, the dude was... But this was also, like, in Cerrone's 10th fight, so it's not really... Yeah, I would like to see Ferguson get the next title shot, though.
Yeah, I don't want him to waste any more time. Like, he's taken, like, I think he's in borrowed time also. But the problem, I just want him to head straight for the title and fight that fight.
We got Poirier, Javier booked. Let him book him against the winner, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have to fight anyone else. I don't think he should. I mean, unless it's a McGregor fight. But McGregor is not coming back, I think.
I don't think McGregor wants that fight.
He can win it, though, if he shows up properly. He can win it.
But I don't think he wants it. I don't know what he gains from it, honestly.
No, I don't think he's going to gain much because with the new ESPN deal, he kind of, like, whatever he brought to the table has been wiped. Like, not wiped clean, but wiped. So he doesn't... The UFC doesn't need him anymore.
No, they don't. That's true. I mean, they'll take him, but they won't. They don't need
him.
him.
But they don't need him. Like, kind of like how it was okay to sort of pass on Brock versus Cormier because Brock got a good deal in the WWE, and the UFC is just gonna keep on ticking. Like, it's a very handsome deal that they got with ESPN.
Which I don't fucking understand, but whatever. Peter Yan, Jimmy Rivera would have been fight of the night if it was any other night. Wow.
I mean, why would he come back to the UFC though?
Well, we're going back now. We're not just going on to Peter Yan versus Jimmy Rivera.
What?
Have you not heard anything I
just said? No, I think the connection fucked up.
I said we're moving on to Yan versus Rivera.
Oh yes, fun fight. The immortal man. The immortal man.
Yes. Any other night, this is fight of the night, but because Ferguson Cerrone.
Nope. Did you see those punches? Like he throws like he throws like one punch man. Literally, he charges the shot and then throws this insane arc.
You know what, though? It's very well placed, very well timed, and it's extremely organic in the way he sets up those strikes. And this is why I picked him. Rivera, exactly why I picked Jan to win, despite the fact that Rivera was doing really well at times.
The first 2 rounds, actually.
Really,
The first 2 rounds he was winning until he wasn't.
And then he won the third. But yes, he was winning the rounds. I think it's a little overstated, the second round specifically. The round was not like a runaway round. The first round was, I wasn't shocked to see Rivera do really well. But Rivera is very rote. He's athletic. He's tough. He's fast. He's really good. But he's also very rote. His combinations can be timed. His counters can be timed. And that's what Jan did. He threw the right hand, got Rivera to move the way he wanted, which is to come out to his right, and clocked him with that left as he did it, dropped him, took the round. Second round, what happened? He was able to catch him with that head kick, with the left head kick. And then, in addition to that, in the second one, he threw the left hand, got Rivera to kind of like duck. He didn't really throw it. He just used it to grab behind his head, hit him with the uppercut, drops him again. Rivera's reactions, as good as he is defensively and as good as a striker as he is, are pre-programmed to the point where Jan, a very organic, fluid striker, was able to adjust and time and catch Rivera. The third round, I feel like he kind of was like, I got the first 2 rounds in the bag, so just make sure I don't get knocked out. My leg doesn't get kicked out completely. Rivera did a phenomenal job with those leg kicks. It was a really nice way of getting Jan to back off and to kind of like hold off the assault. But there was only so much he could do. And whenever Jan pushed him up against the cage, Jan was able to catch him really, really hard and do his damage. And it was enough to win 2 rounds.
Yep, pretty much that. I just had so much fun with this fight that I wasn't really paying a lot of attention. I just watched it once, and it was like watching a fight in a cartoon.
Oh, yeah. I do want to also mention that Jan is really small at bantamweight.
Yeah, he's not big.
Not at all. Like Rivera is a short bantamweight, but he's very thick, and he was fucking way bigger than Jan.
Well, we make a lot of jokes, right? But he's 26 years old.
Yeah.
So he still has to do some strength and conditioning or whatever and put on some actual muscle.
I don't know. I think he likes being the smaller man. That's the thing.
No, but it'll help him. Like just like a normal, growth period. Like he still has some time to get stronger, like just naturally. He's 26.
No, I know he'll get bigger naturally, but I don't think he needs to intentionally try and add a ton of size.
Not a ton, but just a little bit. Just a little bit. Well, because, he's going to fight Cejudo at some point. Well, if Cejudo isn't busy fighting Uriah Faber or Cody Garbrandt or Dominic Cruz, I don't know what Cejudo is doing. Honestly, what he's going to do. But if he's going to fight Cejudo, like, he's going to need some strength to back him up. Or even just Aljamain Sterling. He's a pretty good grappler himself. What?
We'll see.
Yeah, but either way, it was a super fun fight. Had a lot of fun. Just watching him just put out absurd shit. And they closed their fight with, like, a really nice takedown.
Yeah, he did.
I don't even know what you call that.
What is it?
Yeah, I don't even know what that is called. Like, is this like a weird reverse thing? Like,
I don't remember it, to be honest.
No, it was interesting. Like, he kind of handled it interestingly. Mind you, I'm not a big grappling guy, so maybe that's what I was like, oh, shiny. But yeah. Anyways, who knows? Yeah. Like, I think he's gonna fight Aljo next because Cejudo. I don't
know about Aljo, that.
Because again, who knows what Cejudo is gonna do, right?
Right. It's up to Cejudo, but like I don't think Aljo should take a fight. I think he should just go for a title shot.
I agree.
We do not have a lot of time left.
Fuck.
But we gotta pick and choose our fights. Blagoy Ivanov versus Tai Tuivasa.
No, we're not going to talk about this. Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
We're not going to talk about it, but it was a good fight.
Yes, it was fun. Jiggle, jiggle, jiggle.
Jiggly, jiggly, jiggly heavyweights. Ivanov is now on a 2-fight win streak, so good for him. Tuivasa really needs to get out of this slump. He's got a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
Tatiana Suarez, Nina Ansaroff. I
Yes.
am the fucking man. Predicted this shit.
Use your magic powers to predict the injury.
I fucking called this shit. What exactly did I call? Well, let's just talk about what I called. I basically called that.
You get to be to the Atlas, so go ahead.
I believe the way I would describe it was that I said that Tatiana Suarez would win the first very clearly, very handily, dominating round. And in the second round, she would start to fade just a little bit. And we would see that she wouldn't be as dominant. And then in the third round, Mia Ansaroff would beat the shit out of her on the feet and win that third.
Yeah.
Remind me what happened, Alejandro. Just give me a quick refresher. What happened in the fight?
It happened. That is exactly what happened. I mean, it was a total ass pull what you did, what you said, but good for you.
Excuse me while I bask in my wonderfully accurate prediction. Just, ooh, that's good. I love being right.
No, you deserve it. You're Teddy Atlas today.
Let's talk about it real quick. Let's do a real quick breakdown of what we saw in that fight. Tatiana Suarez did dominate her on the ground positionally. She wasn't really able to do a lot of damage. We saw Ansaroff do a really good job of stifling her offense, preventing any real ground and pound from getting off. And then in the second round, same thing, but she was able to keep it on the
She also landed an up kick, maybe two.
Landed a couple up kicks, but it didn't seem to really affect Suarez too much. But it was.
I think they affected her when she, because her neck was fucked.
I don't know. We don't know if it was from that. It could have been off a shot. It could have been anything. So.
Yeah, I mean, surely she has a history of neck injuries.
Right. So it could have been just, fluke. And then we saw in the second round, she started to keep it more in the clinch as opposed to more on the ground fighting.
Yep.
Than she did in the first. And then in the third, she was just able to shut down Suarez completely and just fuck her up on the feet. So what
she was close to finishing her. Well, we know we didn't really learn much. Like, we knew Tatiana Suarez's stand-up wasn't good.
But
it didn't have to be.
How not good it is.
Yeah, and we know that maybe she cannot take a shot as well as other people in the division.
I don't know about that. She ate some very clean shots and had no clue how to stop it. I think it was more the inexperience than actual.
Yeah, no, but Ansaroff is not exactly like, she doesn't hit that hard. Like, I think Joanna hits harder than her.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but I think Joanna hits more, not harder, and faster. I think it had a lot of. Listen, I've seen this before. I don't think her chin is an issue. I think it's just simply that she just has no. She's just standing there eating punches, so that's just gonna fuck you with your head. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know, but she was clearly like groggy at the end of that fight.
Like, it could have been a combination of eating a bunch of clean shots with zero way of taking any steam off them, and being tired, and the neck injury. I'm not going to talk into it.
No, I know, but I'm not saying she has a bad chin. She had a bunch of shots.
I'm saying I'm not judging her chin at all. I'm not making a call on her chin until I see her get dropped with shots she shouldn't, or stunned, or like she wasn't even visible.
But she was stunned. Like, she had her backing up because she was stunned.
Concerned. Backing up because she got hit with clean shots. I don't think that's. I think this is the difference between stunned, where your legs are visibly wobbling, and backing up.
You think she is panicked? Well, maybe it was like a combination of things. Maybe it was the neck, the fact that she was getting hit. Okay. I can agree with that.
That's why I'm saying I'm not making a judgment call on her chin. I don't have enough information in my mind to make a judgment call.
Yeah, I know, but the thing is that at some point we kind of have to start talking about chins, because the champion is all about chin. So
yeah, but again, like,
also she's fighting. It's not relevant. She's fighting Weili Zhang now.
Yeah, I know. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't get that. Like, you have Waterson. You had Ansaroff, Suarez winner. Like, I don't know.
No, but Suarez is probably not okay. And Waterson, for whatever reason, Dana White didn't want her there.
Whatever.
I don't know what. Anyways,
I'll say this though: I do certain things I did like about Suarez, although she obviously doesn't really understand how to use them properly. I liked the way she was using the side kick to push her back to the fence to try and get her into a position to get that takedown. And obviously her takedowns are always on point, but I did really like watching that specific addition that she has made in general to her game. I would like to see her develop more kicks that are of the pushing variety to continue that kind of trend of like get her opponents backwards, moving backwards to the fence. Sterling Munoz, let's go. We got to move.
fun fight.
Wow, another fight that like
we were really wrong about this one.
I don't remember.
Yeah, no, we thought that Munoz had like the edge in striking, and Sterling had the edge in grappling or something.
I don't remember commenting that. I don't remember talking much about the striking. I think when I made my call, I think I said that I think Sterling would be able to actually use his athleticism to actually beat Munoz on the ground. I don't think I spoke much about the striking.
Yeah, no. I just didn't imagine that he would be actually quite as technical as he was.
I mean,
even though it wasn't like a perfect detect.
I'll tell you what he reminded me of. He reminded me of earlier career John Jones.
To an extent.
With more.
You know what? Yes. Yes.
And he was intentionally throwing harder with the punches.
Yeah, he was finally sitting on his punches.
But it was like it was like almost like pushing. You know what I mean? Like he was like sitting down a little too much.
Well, I think that's maybe him overdoing it, because before he would try.
I think he's just overdoing it because he's not. Again, it's him trying to get comfortable with his style, and he's still learning. He's still young in the striking aspect of MMA.
Yeah,
the guy's got a ton of growth that he's shown. You know, between this and the Rivera fight before, the guy has just been, since getting knocked out by Mirage, leaps and bounds. The growth we've seen. He's really settling into that like odd, janky, volume-heavy kicks and long punches and looping arcs, the elbows. He really knows how to utilize his length and athleticism. He's just a really fun guy to watch at this point, in my opinion, and he knows how to use it. So props to him. Munoz did what he usually does, which is eat a shitload of strikes while also landing a lot of damaging strikes. Unfortunately,
yeah, but it wasn't enough.
There just wasn't a lot of grappling, which kind of bummed me out. But Sterling did a really good job of kind of like circling around, forcing Munoz to follow him and landing shots as he came in. His defense,
a lot of angular shots.
He still needs a lot of work. Munoz did an excellent job landing those front kicks to the body. He hurt Sterling at one point, but Sterling, of course, hit it really well.
Yeah.
Just a beautiful performance on both sides. I mean, I could watch those guys fight 10 times without an issue.
Yeah, it's probably not good for them, though.
Nope. Moving on, I'll let you talk about Grasso Kowalkiewicz a little bit more than I will. But Viva.
Well, she did what she should have done. I mean, do you remember that I
think, hold on, just real quick. I think what you mean is she's did what she should have been doing all along.
No, not necessarily, because this is still like a very, very raw performance. Like, the thing with Grasso is that she kind of fights to the level of her opposition. And I was correct when I said that we had seen this fight before, sort of. It's dispersed between the 10 contests that they have had with the women that they have fought, that they have in common. Like, Grasso landed like a shit ton of punches, like, and she just overwhelmed Carolina, basically. She did to her what Carolina did to Heather Jo Clark, but with actual like technical, acumen, like that is much superior to what Carolina has shown so far. And I don't know that she can keep growing, but it was an interesting performance. Like, you saw everything that makes Grasso good, and also saw everything that makes Grasso like not so good, but it was just this sort of overwhelming presence with volume. that ended up like just forcing Carolina to reset and reset and reset and reset. Like she has this style with her feet where she does a hippity hop thing. Like most every time she wants to reset, she does this thing where she hops twice. And she kept doing it all throughout the fight. Kind of, it reminded me of what happened to Anthony Smith against John Jones. You know, like when fighters just cannot get started, and they kept getting hit like at the half beat, like over and over and over again. Like Grasso just hit her a bunch of times. She looked less rote this time around, which was interesting to see because she always looks very rote. And she just pretty much, she put it on her. Like, well, what else is there to say? Like, she put it on her. And she, again, I was correct. Like, everybody that has tried to bully her in the stand-up has ended up moving backwards. And even in the clinch, like I told you, even in the clinch, like, she's not slouched there. And Carolina just couldn't get started even there. Like, also, one thing that came into that we should pay attention to is the fact that Grasso has long fucking arms. Like I hadn't seen the stat yet because I'd never really like paid a lot of attention to her reach, but turns out that her arms are as long as Tatiana Suarez.
That is, yeah.
So yeah, it's how they have her listed. Both like I actually looked, right? In topology, in the UFC database, like 66-inch reach. And you can kind of see that when Kowalkiewicz reaches to grab her, and she just extends her arms to push her away. Like she actually had the full plumb. And what Grasso did was just extend her arm, like push her chin away, and that ended the thing. Like it was, also she looked way stronger than Carolina. You can see that she was visibly larger this time around. And faster.
She just looked better. She looks like she's finally like maturing into herself physically as well.
Yeah, well, she's 25 years old. Like she had the body of like a tweener, but she's changed a little bit. Like she said that since January, like her body started changing, whatever. Also the training she's doing, she's, you know, when you have these fighters that have these sort of shortcomings, either you go train elsewhere or you bring the people to you. And what Grasso did is that she stayed with the same people. Like she's still in Lobo Gym, she's still in Samurai FC, and she went to a boxing gym. And I think she's been there since like the last camp she did for Mahina Rodriguez.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you could see that the improvements, and it's good that these are like rational improvements, like continue from the photo line that she had before, like when she's not being pressed against the cage by a wrestler or something, and she has to fight these takedowns, like she can sort of, you know, get the ball rolling, get some momentum going, and turns out that she went from pretty tentative, like outfighter to almost like an aggressive counterpuncher with a shit ton of volume. Like there's very few women that can do this, like Yan Shonan, Karolina Kowalkiewicz, Alexa Grasso, and I don't know, maybe Jessica Andrade, and Weili Zhang. They're like, and Joanna, 6 in the whole roster. That's pretty crazy, huh?
Yeah. I mean, when you put it in those terms, it is pretty crazy. I guess I'll just add what my thoughts are. The quick points. The volume she put on is just unreal. The only people who could maybe match that is, I guess, Joanna. But other than that, there's really no one. And even Joanna couldn't. I don't know if she can make it, if she's that.
380 punches above that. And she hit Carolina 163 times.
Yeah. So I do think Carolina's kind of not the same. I do think she's regressed a little bit.
No, I don't think she regressed. We can't say because she never had the chance to show anything.
I think that's part of the reason why she regressed.
No, but she kept getting shot. Like I actually did some calculations. Like she had to at the rate that she was getting shot. Like imagine like a whole like imagine like the whole thing. Look at it as holistically, right? Like I crunched some numbers real quick, and like there's like 900 seconds in a fight, in a 3-round fight, and she got hit 163 times, I think, like something like that. You start doing the numbers, like she had to react to something every 2.3 seconds, and she was definitely getting hit with something every 5.5 seconds. So
Yeah, I think you're missing what I'm saying.
No, you're saying that she has regressed. What I am saying is that she probably came up too quick, and she never really developed the tools that she needed in order to win these fights. And you can actually make the argument that she's probably on a skid. Like
she's not better, if that's what you're about to say.
No. She's not better, but she's probably taking too much damage, and psychologically she probably wasn't entirely there. Like once she started getting hit.
I'm just saying, hold on. I'm just making a point that I think that she has regressed based on the fact that we've seen her face someone who is also known for their insane volume and pace, and she was able to react better, if not well. She never learned how to react well to volume that was actually being put on her, but I think she did a worse job of it now. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, probably.
We got to move on. I know it's your girl, but we got to move on. Calvin Kattar.
No, I'm just happy. I called it.
I know.
Woo.
Calvin Kattar knocked out Ricardo Lamas in the first round.
Wait, you have to concede that Russ is pretty fucking good now.
Yes. Calvin Kattar knocked out Ricardo Lamas. It was.
There's not much to say, just sadness.
I mean, no, there's a lot to say. He did a really good job of setting up those punches to the head by constantly throwing straight punches to the body and getting Ricardo Lamas to drop his guard, and he was able to get Ricardo to bite on feints, and that's actually what set up the punches that knocked out Lamas. He threw the left hand. Feinted. The last sequence was he feints with the jab, gets Lamas to bite on it, and then he hits him with the left hook around the guard, and then clocks him with that straight right as he's actually like falling backwards from the left.
It looked like a 1-2 to me.
It wasn't. It was a fake one, a long 3, like a long left hook, and then a beautiful straight right. So, but he was doing a lot of 1-2s where he was throwing that 2 to the body, getting Lamas to bite on that. Lamas was not able to, like, he shut Lamas down with those leg kicks, meaning that Lamas was landing leg kicks, and then he was not landing leg kicks because his range was fucked at that point, and he was not able to continue to eat those shots. And Kattar did a really good job. I would really like to see him get a top opponent.
Yeah, I mean that it's time for him. Like it's also time for Lamas to call it a career.
Call it a career. He's 37. He's been knocked out in 2 of his last 3 losses.
Yeah, like he cannot take these shots anymore.
I don't think he's done from a skills perspective. I mean, he did go to a split decision with Mirsad Bektic.
Well, if you take someone down and you can somehow hold him there, like yeah, you can. But
then he also just knocked out Darren Elkins. So I mean, the guy is still there, but I don't think he's able to fight the elite anymore. That's all.
No. Yeah, I agree with that. Like, but the point is that he's coming down. Like I guess you said, he's 37 years old. He's taking a ton of damage.
Declining, but I don't know if we could. He's definitely not shot. That's all.
No, I know, but I would like him to call it a career now.
You can't say that. We don't know what his financial situation is. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, I mean, shit. Like, did you? Well, I don't know if you read it, but Karolina Kowalkiewicz put like an Instagram post where she pretty much says like, yeah, like she's not retiring, but she's into her Shogun phase of just doing it for the sake of it. Like,
why did we go back? Why are we going back?
Because I don't know if Ricardo Lamas is gonna do that. I don't want him to do that.
I'm talking about like we can't say retirement unless if the person is clearly so shot they're getting really seriously damaged in every fight, no matter what. Yeah, call it a career. Fuck, the finances are not really something we could talk about. But like the dude still has legitimate skills. He's not completely faded to the point where he's just getting blown out of the water by everybody he fights.
Do we want to wait until he gets there, though?
But we don't make that decision because we don't know where he's at financially.
Well, yeah, that's a fair point.
That's my whole point. Like unless that's a real problem, I really think it needs to be taken into account. That's all.
Yeah, move to Bellator, fight less.
Last thing, we're going to do quick hits. Jan defeated Alan Hill. Zion Yan by unanimous decision. Darren Stewart, Bevan Lewis. Never going to speak about that. Eddie Wineland beat Popov. I liked watching people pick Popov and thinking Wineland was done, but he came in with his crash and he fucked him up.
Yep.
Popov actually acquitted himself really well.
Yeah, but that fight could have been stopped like a few punches earlier. Let's just put it that way.
I do want to also point out that Popov actually acquitted himself quite well. I thought
he did well.
I thought he would get run over due to the fact that he beat up a bunch of cans, but he actually had some decent skills. So, yeah.
Good on him, but this is a harsh learning experience.
All right. Last one to talk about. Caitlin Shkagian defeated Joanne Calderwood. Close-ish fight, but I mean, depends. People do score volume over damage for some reason. So,
did you know that I saw a stat that Caitlin Shkagian has gotten outstruck in her last 4 fights, and she's won 3 of them? I mean,
not know that stat.
I mean, there's a saying that it's better to be lucky than good, but she's likely fighting Valentina next. What the fuck is she gonna do there?
Get fucked.
Oh man, like I worry.
I mean, that's it. We're gonna end the discussion here. Thank you all so much for joining us. This was fucking crazy, this card.
Yeah.
Anything you want to say before we
go? Actually, this last weekend was pretty damn good for Mexican MMA in general. Like Karina Rodriguez beat Deanna Bennett as an alternate. Like she entered the Invicta tournament, the Phoenix Rising. No. It's the actual featherweight. No, flyweight tournament. And actually, like, won it. Like, now she gets to fight for a title. Then in Combate Americas, in Peru, I think it was, 5 Mexicans won. And then the cherry on top was Grasso having a hell of a performance in UFC 238. Like, it's kind of historic if you in terms of, like, people that train and develop themselves in Mexico, like, with all that means, right? The complications and, because they don't have access to the same thing, except maybe the people in Guadalajara. But yeah, like, and if you go back, Andy Ruiz came out of nowhere, and it's like, it's a good time, to be a Mexican fight fan.
Yes, it is.
And I'm fucking happy.
Anyway, thank you all so much for joining us. Please share, like, subscribe, follow, all that good shit. We love you. We miss you. And Bilal, go fuck yourself. You can't defend yourself. So.
Well, he was busy. I don't know where he was. Well, actually, it's Google Hangouts' fault.
Yeah. No, it's Bilal's fault.
Well, okay. We can end with that.
Anyway, I guess join us next week. All that shit. Bye.
Bye.